We live.
All right. Happy Thursday.
They
No.
can't. They can't. They
Okay,
can't.
they can't hear me yet? Okay.
They can hear
I'm
you.
getting sleepy already. It's too relaxing over here, I'm telling you.
Oh,
We
that's
we
funny.
need some bright lights.
Oh man. All right. All right. All right. Let me cut this phone off. They probably like, we can hear y'all. But you just can't see us. You goddamn right. Hold on. Remember the last time. All right.
What you do last
And we are back and we are black. Nuke, what's going on?
We real black today, y'all. Not too much. Happy Thursday. How are you?
I am good. I am good. How you doing? How's everything?
And all is well. I can't complain. Glad to be here one more time.
Yeah, you know, we had to cut that clown ass music down so we can hear something like, huh? Jesus said.
So I'm not yelling. So what's up, more? What's the topic?
Man.
What are we talking about today?
You
we
know
just
what?
Free-falling? What we doing?
Man. First, how's your week been, Nuke?
My week has been good,
Nuke,
actually.
before we get into it, I'm just Nuke is getting harder and harder to get up and go to this corporate plantation. I'll be tired, man. I don't know what it is.
No.
It's taking a toll. I'm telling you, I think I'm gonna write a book when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm done, I think I'm gonna write a book, and the reason why is because some of the shit that I see, and not even the stuff that I see, I think it's more the stuff that we see. That's why I be always asking you, how was your week? And, you know, because I know you be watching. In case y'all don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Nuke be watching like a motherfucker. For real.
My week's been good, though, because I've been alone all week, so I've been good.
Well, yeah, you always, look, let me tell you, Nuke is like a assassin. She in and she out. She don't, look, she come in and do what she got to do, and she going about her way.
Keep it moving.
But anyway, y'all, this is the No Way Out podcast. We are back and we are black. Nuke.
Yes. Thanks for letting me come by on such
please
short notice.
Stop talking that. And thanks for letting you come in.
I hit him up this afternoon, y'all. And I was like, let me come through and get on the mic one time.
No, Nuke, nah.
Tell the truth.
No, Nuke, that's not what happened. Don't listen to Nuke. I'll be begging Nuke every week. Please come through. Please.
Anyway.
Nuke, we gonna get right into it. Let's talk about it. The topic today I want to talk about, and I was already thinking about it until you said, hey man, what should we talk about? You know what?
What?
Law enforcement is a part of white supremacy. And I think law enforcement is a part of the system of white supremacy because you have KKK members that are higher ranking, that are only hiring people that they know that are a part of that system. And people think, to me, the system of white supremacy is, I hate niggers, and all. It does not have to be that. It could just be you not speaking up when you know a black person is getting railroaded.
Right.
And when I mean white supremacy, I'm talking about the dominant society. So that I'm gonna group the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans, the Chinamen, all of them. Because what they do is they like to take on our attributes as far as the good things.
Right.
The athleticism and the dancing and the rhythm. But when it comes to being targeted as a black person and getting treated unfairly, I'm not black, I'm Dominican.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the women say it when they get titled
Yes,
as
they
that.
do.
The black men will say it when they get around the dominant society. So that's why I group them that way. What do you think about law enforcement being a part of the system of white supremacy?
I definitely agree with you because I mean we've had things come out where it's traced them back to, you know, the KKK or having some type of racist background, leaked footage. There seems to always be something that comes out eventually in the press. So,
You're right. I'm gonna tell you right now. I watch this stuff like that video, and I want to talk about Cherish Thomas, and we were just kind of looking at that right now. And I'm gonna keep Sandra Bland up because I was so upset about Sandra Bland because I just watched the documentary on HBO. Well, they're gonna reopen the case because there's other footage of when that police officer pulled her over. And see, what is happening is they almost want us just not to say nothing, like it's the slave days again. Because you notice a confident brother to me, when he pull us over, he not gonna act like that. He's not gonna be all assertive unless his white partner is with him, and then he gonna want to show off in front of his boss.
exactly.
But if it's just two brothers, 9 times out of 10, they not even tripping off that. They gonna go on about their way. But it's always a case of a white police officer or the dominant society pulling over our brothers or our sisters, and they just being super aggressive. What do you think about that?
I don't know why they do that. I don't know where it's coming from. What's the reason? Because if you're doing a routine stop, why are you so agitated and aggressive to begin with? What's going on?
And the thing that I see a lot more than every video that I see is always step out of the car right away. Step out of the car. You gotta get out of the car. And it's like Sandra Bland was like, well, can I put my cigarette out? Then boom, she wants to put her, oh, you can't record me. She was like, yes, I can record you. This is my property. I'm in my vehicle. That's why I got those books about sovereignty, and I'm about to read another one because we got to start getting educated with the law, because police officers don't know the actual law. They just know their codes and their policies. And then I got a Black's Law Dictionary, and it breaks down exactly what the law terms are, and they don't know that.
Okay, well, give us something.
Black is not. See, here's the thing, and I learned this from listening to this dude named Kevin Berenger. Like, he was breaking it down, and he always recites his shit with books. He always be like, well, go get this book, or you need to read this book. Remember how I was like, you shouldn't say that you're black because you're basically saying a slave. Like, when I don't know if you know about this movement. It's called the ADOS movement, American Descendants of Slaves.
Okay.
It's on the internet. It's a real big movement with this dude named Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell, and it's got a lot of momentum.
Okay.
And it's got people talking about reparations. But if you look at the Dred Scott case, it clearly states, the judge clearly says it's real. He tells Dred Scott, well, there's nothing for you on the books. You're saying you're an African descendant of a slave. So there's no rules for you, so you're not entitled to anything. Wow. And that's how the law is structured. They wrote the law. See, people think Donald Trump said that. Clown. The 14th Amendment says you have no rights. You only have privileges and immunities. You have no rights. But we be like, I got a right to do this, and I got a right to do that because the Constitution and boo. Well, you got to read. There's loopholes in it.
Right.
And then I watched this other documentary about, it was something about money with the dude from Harold and Kumar, the Indian dude. Why at the very end? Because I just did a podcast probably like a couple of weeks ago, and one of the ladies that's be on there, one of the chat room people that was on there, we was going back and forth talking because she's from Philly, but she knows about how the laws are constructed. And in Delaware, the law is so skewed towards fuckery. You can create an LLC. Why do you think the head Federal Reserve is in Delaware? Why do you think the IRS, the main office, is in Delaware? Because the way those laws are written. But we don't know that because we too busy worried about what Aisha Curry talking about because this bitch is trying to fuck her man.
Right, yeah.
And bitch, why are you trying to be famous anyway? Why don't you just go home and cook and clean and be a good housewife? And why don't you start a business on the side and just do it? Why does our focus be on that?
I don't know. Just I don't know. I can't speak to that. I really can't. But back to the whole Delaware and writing the laws and codes and things of that nature. These are things that have been done years ago.
Yes.
So we're just now catching up to it, finding out about it. So I'm glad you're doing this podcast so you can enlighten us.
No, I'm just saying, because I was even kind of like, because the dude said it at the end. He was like, because he was trying to launder money.
Okay.
And he went overseas to try to do it. And it's like, oh, no, the way the laws are, no. He was like, well, damn, I got to create an LLC. And he went to go talk to this dude that was like on Wall Street fucking motherfuckers over, like, you know, they always do. So basically the dude was like, why don't you just go to Delaware and create an LLC? That's where all the clown shit going anyway. But when you talk to, I don't know a lot about it because I've only read one sovereignty book.
Okay.
And it kind of, it was like reading a comic book. It basically broke down like what they can do. Like if you write on a ticket, all rights reserved, you're basically not admitting or adhering to the jurisdiction of, let's say, Clark County or whatever. It's so many loopholes. It's just you gotta go find them.
Wow.
Like creating an LLC and creating a shell of yourself. Hey, what's happening, Shawnee Brown? She just said what's up. Because she be in the chat. Me and her was talking about it.
Okay.
We was going back and forth because she was like, I know. The laws are written like that.
Yeah.
And then my cousin Tamisha be on here. She ain't been on here in a while, but she was saying the same thing because she do taxes too.
Okay.
See, it's all these loopholes and all these things that, but they're not, it's hidden. It's occult knowledge. They're not going to tell us. Like police. If you know a police officer, I don't know. I do know one. I ain't talked to him in a long time. He worked for gang unit. I ain't going to put his name out there. Real cool brother. But he was actually trying to recruit me until I told him, nah, man, I'll be stealing and keeping the money and not arresting people and fucking bitches and shit. You don't want me to be no police officer. He was like, damn, Warren, for real?
Right. Okay.
I was like, for real?
Well,
he was like, well, damn, at least he said, well, at least you're honest.
Right.
It fucked him up because he thought I was such a nice guy.
Right.
He was like, man, you would really be good working in gang unit. You know, he was trying to like, man, you'll be real good working in gang unit. Because I used to see him at the city.
Okay.
And he said, man, you should think about it. I could put you on because he been working. I knew he was working for the police department. I forgot because you know how the police department and the firefighters have basketball games at Doolittle. They used to have them.
Right.
Well, one day, but I knew him from when I used to work at the Y. So I'd known him a long time.
Okay.
And when I was at Doolittle, he walked in. I was like, what you doing over there with them? He was like, oh, man, I'm a police officer too. I said, man, I've been fucking talking to you all this time. You fucking 5-0. Man, he's like, man, you good, Warren, man. I was like, hell no. I ain't saying shit to your ass. So he was laughing. All the people who was there with me, they was laughing too. I think it was Bird. Bird was there with you. He was like, you a fool. And then later on, years later, he saw me because I was at another rec center. And he was just like, hey, man. He's like, you should come on and work with us. And I was like, what? The police department's like, yeah, I can get you in gang unit. He's like, I know where you worked at. You good with the kids. Right. You can have a better relationship with them. You can change. I liked his message though. His message was, man, you can change their perspective because you young and you kind of can relate to them.
Right.
And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you want to think about it? Because I can get you on. Like, he was serious though. He was like, I can get you on. You know, I've been working there. Like, we can bypass all the clown shit. You just take your test and I help you with your shit. You your training and you done.
Wow.
And they'll probably just put you in gang unit. And I was like, man, I want to do it. And I said, but I'll be a dirty cop. I'll be taking money and I'll be fucking the women. And y'all don't want that.
We don't need any more of that.
I was like, you don't want that. He did like this. No, he's like, oh. Like, damn. Hey, what's happening?
Training day.
Training day for real. Warning new king and queen of real talk, aka no coonery accepted. That's what Shawnee said. MC, it's a dude on the chat, the funniest fucking name ever. I couldn't even concentrate because I was looking at his name, MC Hammer Daddy. I was dying laughing.
Now, you know I love MC.
I said that is the best name ever. I couldn't even concentrate on the damn podcast.
That's a good name. Hi, Shawnee.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? These are rules. They're like loopholes, but I don't be honest with you, New. It's occult knowledge, so people don't really. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't really want to go learn, and it's hard to even talk to people that are not. I try to always get to my people. Like, I don't really go outside of the ramifications of my people. And then there are a lot of Caucasians and Latinos that are on the shit, and they'll converse back with you about it, and they kind of know. But it's hard with my people,
It's
man.
almost like if you're not directly dealing with or know someone who is in that field, you probably really wouldn't think about it.
Exactly. But he body slammed the shit out that lady, though.
Yes, he
He
did.
body slammed the shit. Like,
He
damn,
did.
she a woman, though.
Right.
Why? And then two, okay, if she's acting like that, why don't you call a lady police officer
Right.
so she could deal with her?
Right.
But you know why? Because you black.
Yeah, that was totally.
Well, you're
unacceptable.
melanated. There's a book I want to get to that Kevin Berenger is called The Great Book of Melanin. It's like $200. I gotta put some money aside, and I'm going to get that book.
Okay.
It's all the studies, all the things that they have done. You know, they have melanin conferences. They don't even invite black scientists. It's just Caucasians.
How is that?
Well, because they're studying us. You gotta think about it.
Yeah.
It isn't just, see, they want everybody to think, in my perspective, that it's just the LeBron Jameses and it's the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants and the Odell Beckham Juniors. No, we built the pyramids. We are the inventors of math, science, all the liberal arts. You know, that's why, you remember I was showing you that, where's that book at? I don't know if you've seen it. I showed you that book about King Simon. I don't know what I did with it. Here it is right here. Now, in this book and that book that's over there, the it's called Numbers and You. This one is Numbers. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. And then that'll be my third book. Now, every single book, this book, that book, and the book I'm reading now. Now, this book was written by white people. They all talk about Pythagoras like he was just some mathematician. He was just great, right?
Right.
But then, at the end of he was our mathematician. And then they say, and he was overstudied in Africa to get this. Well, then he's not a great mathematician.
Right.
He got that from Africa.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's like Timbaland being this great producer and then acting like he didn't learn from Devontae.
Swang.
Thank you, from Jodeci.
Okay.
That's like how could you not mention that? How could you not mention that? You got it from him.
Right. Or, I was his understudy.
I was
What
his
do they call
understudy.
him? Do they call him
Your
understudies?
proteges.
Proteges.
Yeah.
Okay. There we
So,
go.
but it's so funny. Black people are more humble when it comes to that than them. Because when I when I read this shit, I just be like, they just go on and on. Oh, especially the white people. Oh, he's the greatest mathematician ever and all this other shit. But if you listen to Ashwa Kwesi, he breaks it down. He broke down Easter, all that shit. He was like, they stole that science, the religion, the art, and that's why they give us Pau Gasol, why they behind closed doors studying witchcraft and voodoo and studying and praying to our ancestors to give them the power because they don't have the melanin. You know what I mean? So when you look at the law of rhythm, as Blue Pill, I think either Blue Pill or Red Pill says, he's like, well, they're already breaking one of the laws. They don't have the law of rhythm. Sorry, clowns. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, because they don't have rhythm.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why they
really have to work on it. Yeah, they really have to
look
work
at the
on
music industry.
Yeah.
You got white people. We have to get co-signed and vetted out by white people in our genre of music. No diss to Justin Timberlake, without I'm allergic to bullshit. But sorry, y'all.
I thought that was a real sneeze.
But without a Timberland, you have no Justin Timberlake.
Right.
You have none of that.
Right.
So when you see race soldiers, as Tariq Nasheed calls them, I call them representatives of the system of white supremacy. That's all they are, because they're defending what they believe in. That's why they police stereotypes. They don't like niggas. They're in fear. And if people think I'm crazy, I always show these books. They know in the chat room. In fear of a black planet, basically genetic annihilation. She breaks down all that shit. That's why the gun is the great equalizer, which it's a symbol of a penis, a black one at that. That's why didn't they make it white?
Right.
It's black. See, they behind. Look, overseas, third world countries, their Mary is black. It's not white. Their Jesus is black.
Mm-hmm.
It's not white.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is black.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like how they like to separate Islam and Christianity, but it's all under the paradigm of the Abrahamic religions.
Right.
It's all the same.
Right.
But they want to separate it.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
it just
we separate.
exactly. Well, we separate because we get it from them.
Right.
450 years of chattel slavery, mass incarceration, redlining, gentrification, Jim Crow,
Right.
Willie Lynch. The Willie Lynch letter doesn't have to be, it doesn't, like I said before, it doesn't have to be a nigga named Willie and last name Lynch
Right.
for it to be real.
Right.
All they got to do is put it out and clowns to deal with it.
Right.
The white man's ice is colder.
Mm-hmm.
Have you dealt with people like that, Nuke?
Yeah, all the time.
What do you think? What do you deal with black people that you think, ooh, they soft shoeing, they tap dancing on that coon line right there, like, do you meet people like that often? Melanated people, what do you think?
I do. And we know one. She's a little thicker. You know who I'm talking about.
Wait. What'd you say?
We know this one lady, and she does it very well. And actually, she approached me this week on some of that coon stuff for one of her friends. She wanted me to get involved with, but we'll talk off record. But yeah, I do encounter it quite often.
How do you deal with it? Hold on, before you answer it, I just wanna say this. Nuke, y'all hear me talk about it all the time. This is a fact. Nuke and my homegirl Tasha, shout out to her, that used to work at the corporate plantation with us. Y'all can give a class. I'm not just saying this because you hear. I watched y'all, especially you, for years. I watched how you operate, how you interact with the dominant society, and keep the confidence, but don't be cooning, don't be buck dancing. See, I watched it, and I watched it from Tasha too. Y'all can give a class on that. That should be a class. Like, I'm telling you, man, we get paid off this shit. We're showing people how to navigate through this corporate plantation system. The shit is not easy.
It's not.
It's not easy.
It's
if
not.
If it was easy, it would be way more niggas at one job, and they would just stay there.
Right.
But
And it used to be like that.
it used to
back
be
in
like
the day.
that.
What happened?
A lot of us, we don't read. We get frustrated. We get very frustrated. We don't want to put our hands on anybody. We don't want to
true.
get volatile
That's
because they're going to call police.
That's true.
A lot of us quit.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Some of us will go take less paying jobs just to get out of that high stressful environment, because our stress is different from white people's. White people don't have no stress. The only stress that white people have is the fear of genetic annihilation. That's probably their biggest stress, but it's their system.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But
Right.
watching y'all, just the way y'all would kind of like move, I just be like, damn, that's dope. Because being a melanated sister in this infrastructure, it is not easy, because you want to make the bread and you
Right.
want to move up and you want to bring your niggas along and show
Right.
niggas, but then you got to fight with your niggas. So in one quarter you fight with your niggas, and then you got to be fighting with them. So you like this, hey nigga, and you know what I'm saying?
Right. You are crazy.
Shawnee Brown said Coon Anonymous Academy. Hey, Shawnee Brown, you think I didn't see what you just wrote? She wrote this book. I mean, not this book. She gave us a book. I'm going to go look it up right now.
Okay.
But she said, right, rhythm happens due to the chemical reaction to the melanin in your body. And that's what Blue Pill said. That's a fact. She not lying.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe it, because like researching some of the melanin shit is true. Like all these laws and principles and shit, that shit is for black people. That ain't really for them because of the melanin. That's why we naturally have the ability to have the rhythm.
Right.
As a kid, they may not have it, but as they
In
grow
the
up,
womb, I mean, yeah.
you know what I mean? You naturally have it.
Right. Right.
And she said it's a book on Amazon called Melanin: A Key to Freedom.
Okay, we'll have to check that out.
So
Thank
you know,
you.
so you know, she always be putting
Thank
me
you
on
for
to the
the
game.
resources.
Always be putting me on to the game.
All right.
But so how do you do? Is it easy for you to deal with when you deal with Sambos that will just habitual line crossers from a Sambo, like a motherfucker that just try to come at every angle to like get you off your square because they trying to knock you off the square because they want to get the pat from massa.
Right. Oh, that's all.
How do you deal with
all
that?
Day, every day. Honestly, I do me, and I tell people this all the time. I do what they can't do. I just do me, and I got that from Eve out of one of her songs, and I've always been that way. So when they come at me, I'll address it in a professional way, and I keep it moving, but I let them know I see you. I see you. And, at the end of the day, I'm there to get my money because I have a family to take care of. So I can't let anyone interfere with that. So
I would say this. I like what you said, and I agree. The only thing I would add to that is once they show that they a coon or they a Sambo, we can't recommend them to Coons Anonymous because all they do is go tell White Daddy. All they go do is go tell. I think you just have to remove yourself from them and do not give them any energy because what they'll do is they'll play you against the Caucasian.
Absolutely.
And Caucasians love it. Non-confident Caucasians.
Absolutely.
Confident Caucasians, we've been around them.
Right. Yeah.
Confident Caucasians, they ain't never worried about niggas like us.
Right.
Because they gonna give you what's due to you.
Right.
And they gonna go on about their way. Right. And they don't have to make small talk and you gotta be all in their business. And I love those Caucasians.
Right.
That they're not gonna tell you all their business and they damn for sure don't want to hear all your shit.
They don't have time for that.
They don't have time.
They can care less.
They don't give a fuck about your
You
shit.
don't care about my kids, my husband, my dog.
Thank you.
You can care less.
And they know you don't care about now. As you grow together, if you deal with them,
that's different.
then that's when they might ask you a few things. And hey, tell the family I said hi.
Right.
But those are the confident ones.
Right.
I can count on my hands how many of them I've been around in the corporate plantation.
Okay.
Not very few.
There's not.
But they're there. And they'll put you on the game and be like, oh, there's some racist motherfuckers, man. You got to watch these people.
Oh, man.
Man, ain't that sad when it's them calling their own people out? They breaking code.
And they do.
It's a lot of white people that break code, and they will throw their own people under the bus because they see how fucked up it is.
Actually, that happened to me this week.
One
person got me alone and just spilled the beans, but they weren't telling me anything I didn't already know because, I can pick up on things. So they just confirmed what I already knew.
Wow.
Or what I thought. So, so you're absolutely right about that.
It's true. Well, this is our truth. This is our perspective. I'm about to reason. What Nuke is aware of her inner and outer self. It's always easy if you're not apologetic for being black. Yes, it is. That's true. I believe that. That's one of the reasons why Shawnee Brown, I used to always watch them, especially Nuke at work, because Nuke wasn't walking around there on no, hey, how you guys doing? I never saw that from her. I'm a witness. We worked at the corporate plantation together. When we did work together, never saw none of that shit. Never. I never saw that ever from her. And I saw how the dominant society was drawn to her naturally. And I used to be laughing because when I used to watch it and the way they were drawn to you, they would always kind of check their ego when they would be talking to you. You didn't notice it because I'm watching from my perspective. I used to always see it. That's why that one day I was like, the hell she can go. Remember that? You know why? Because the aura and the energy that you putting out that, well, I know I'm black, but I don't have to go around talking about I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm bigger than black, and I'm black. I don't have to do that.
Right.
But you're not going to come over here with the nigga jokes either.
Right. You're really not.
So you're really not.
No, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. Right. And I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I, hey, it's a learning curve. And I always, because I'm quick with my people to really analyze. Because a lot of times I see at the corporate plantation, you already know, we worked at, you already know how I am. And most of my people, they either love me or they hate me. Am I lying, Nuke?
That's the truth. They either love Warren or they absolutely hate the ground he walk on.
They either love me or hate me. And I don't know why. I have no idea why. But you know what? I'll tell you this. This is something that I just added it to my is the book Shawnee Brown by Richard D. King, MD? Dr. Richard King? Let me know who it's by. But anyway, I don't know why that is. At first, I couldn't. Remember when I was younger, I couldn't be like, damn, why they be tripping on me?
Right, right.
But when I got a little older, more mature, I started seeing. I was like, okay.
So what do you think it is?
You know what?
Is it about you, Lauren, that they just,
you know what I think it is
they
too.
can handle?
I think in the position that I was confident.
Very much.
And most people in
Very
that
much
position
so, yes.
would be like walking with their head down and I said nothing. And I was just so confident. I think people did not like that.
Yes,
I don't
love
know
that about
why
you.
they didn't like that shit. Because I used to be in there. Y'all hear that
I
clown
love
ass?
it.
See, motherfuckers didn't hide from me when they heard that clown ass. You know. But I'm just saying. And you know what I think it was too? I'm a good observer of energy, so I can watch and tell like, yeah, you on some bullshit. I already know some people get past me, but a lot of motherfuckers don't, and you know for sure, because I be on the money when I call people.
He is
I'm on the money.
It. He is on it. Sometimes I didn't want to believe it.
No, she didn't. Nuke.
But Lauren is on it.
I used to be calling, and this, and just let y'all know, chat room, this was pre-reading these books. I had not read a single book, but I remember certain people would always tell me, if you start educating yourself, what you already know, more you gonna be dangerous as a motherfucker.
Yes.
Because I did not read, and I used to be like, See, I grew up in church, so that's the biggest fuckery in town. No diss to black churches, but black churches is political warfare at its finest. It's all about political warfare. Is everybody trying to get next to the pastor? You got women trying to fuck the pastor. You got women trying to date the person next to the pastor.
Right.
You got women kissing the first lady's ass.
Right.
You got women just gossiping about the first lady.
Right.
You got women thinking that the first lady trying to fuck her husband. You got women thinking that if I fuck with the deacon, he can turn me on to the pastor, and then I can fuck the pastor. Like, it's all that fuckery going on, right?
Right.
Then you got the people that look down on the people because they're paying their tithes every month or every week. So, you know, they have the tithing line, and then they have this line. So, you know, now you got those people that because they give an abundance amount of money that they can look at people crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
Then you got the hospitality board. Then you got the head of the musicians.
Come on, Warren.
Then
Come
you
on.
have the choir. Then you have the sunshine band. Don't have me break it down. I'll break it down to you.
Yes,
Then
you
you
will.
have the board of trustees, the people that's counting the money. Then you have the head of
And
the
hoping
usher.
they not stealing
And
it.
hoping they not stealing. You have the head of the usher department who want to take your goddamn fan and tell you to spit your gum out every 5 minutes. Don't get me started, man.
That look mean. Yes.
And the thing about it is what I see more than most people, what I absorbed and what I observed going to church, black church every day for 20 years, just going. I just was like, half these people ain't even paying attention to the word or reading it or studying it. They going because they parents told them to go. They trying to, especially if you're at a church that's not too big but not too small. See, the church I grew up, it wasn't too big but it wasn't too small.
Okay.
So it was just enough for a bunch of fuckery to go on. You got women going there just so they can fuck the drummer. You know what I mean?
You better come on now.
Ooh, man, look, don't get me started. I ain't gonna put. Okay, yeah, I just saved it to my shopping cart. I'm talking to the chat room. Look, I'll be talking to her like I'm so used to it
Like
now.
she right here.
Yeah. But no, you got people that come to church just to fuck the drummer. Okay, all right. You know what? I want to fuck the keyboard player.
The
Because if he can play them keys,
if
he can play them keys, he can play with that pussy. So I'm just telling you, this is what go on at church. So with that being said,
This dude right here.
with this being said,
It's the truth.
you're not learning about who you are. You're not learning and observing great examples of what you need to see, because it's that lust is real, and a lot of people come with the intent to be a disruptor. I've seen it happen a million times, and people come there. Look, like I said, I was born and raised in church, so I know the tricks and then you got preachers that want to come and they want to preach because they want to get an offering, but then you got to raise an offering for a nigga. But then I'm like, well, why this nigga ain't got no job?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Jesus was the carpenter. So, nigga, if we going by the Bible, why you ain't working?
And while we raising an offering for him, what about the people in your church who need help?
Who need help? And that's the shit that I get tired of. We raise an offering for a preacher that just got the. I remember I was at church. This was like, my brother remember this shit. I hope he listening. Man, I remember me and my mama went down there, and I just happened to go to church. This dude was talking about, I drive up and down Central looking to see who's having YPWW. You know what YPWW is? Young People Willing Worker. That's like some Church of God in Christ shit.
Okay.
So I was sitting in the back, right? I was like, man, you looking for some pussy, nigga. You ain't riding up and down on no Sunday night looking for a church.
Stop.
Man, get the fuck out of here. After that, I was already turned. And after growing up watching that, I don't need to see nothing else. So now I'm quick to observe. I just know.
You can spot them.
I can spot it. So when I'm with my people on the corporate plantation and they start frowning up and turning their nose up at me, not speaking at me, I'll be laughing my ass off. I'll be laughing my ass off. Like I think we feel like when we get the European education, we automatically think we better than the next nigga. Automatically. We automatically think that. I don't know why. I don't know why it is that way, but we automatically think that. And that plays a part of it too. And that's why I'm very real. Remember I told you that motherfucker told me you should go sell cars.
Right.
But he was having turmoil with his wife because he fucking another bitch at the job and tricking. And then this bitch bringing dog food to the job and shit. Not knowing that I'm going to find out about it because everybody tell me everything.
Right.
You know me. Everybody tell me everything. So it's like, I didn't even look for this shit. It just came to me. Right. Like, hey, you know, do you know such and such on such and such floor? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, his bitch came in here and dropped off some dog food for another bitch that worked here. Exactly. You talking shit to me.
Right.
That's what we do to each
other.
other.
Your house is not in order.
That's what we do to each other. And that's why when it comes to police brutality, the blue line is never going to respect native, melanated, indigenous people until we start researching, reading, touching each other. And I'm talking about talking to you wouldn't need no therapist if you can just talk to your fellow sister or brother.
Right.
You wouldn't need no therapist. Openly and honestly. And not just on some, well, I don't like what you did, just on your day and how you feel and what's going on. And what we need to do. You know what I mean? What's your talents?
Right.
You know what I mean? What you trying to do?
We collaborate, right.
Because think about it, Nuke. Those police officers, they feel like this is it. They've made it. Because they feel like a job is who you are. But no, it's what you do. It's not who you are. But people think that. That's why they define themselves by jobs. What you think?
And the police officers, they need so much help. they need a lot of help mentally, a lot of training. I think it should be mandatory for them to actually see professional help.
Yes.
Because working long hours and afraid of melanated people, not understanding, probably haven't grown up around them, don't know much about them. And then when you encounter someone and your first reaction is to put your hand on your gun or to, you don't know. So, they just need some training.
Just like when I watched the documentary of Sandra Bland, and here's the reason why I kept her name in parentheses is because that police officer, he was already aggressive from the time he pulled her over. And then she cooperated with him. Watch the documentary. She cooperated with him, gave him everything. She didn't say, why you pulled me over? He said, what's wrong with you? Is there a problem? She was like, no, I'm just signing the ticket. He's like, well, it seems like you got attitude. He was trying to provoke her. See, this is what they do.
Right.
I've had that happen.
I have to. I told you I had a police officer ask me if I was drinking Cavassier.
More if that ain't no stereotype.
That's when the song Pastor Cavassier was out.
Oh,
he asked me if I was drinking Cavassier. I'm like, what?
So you could be like, yeah. And see, this is what people don't understand. If they do all that, you could be like, I am getting out of the car under duress. I do not have permission. Can you please call your superior officer? But we do get emotional.
Right.
But I think a lot of it is because we have melanin and we actually have souls. I'm just sorry. They don't. That's why they don't get emotional. That's why it's tailor-made. The system is tailor-made for them. They like to be email thugs and just send emails all day because they cowardly. The majority of them, to me, are cowardly.
Right. They get emotional when things happen to them and their people.
Exactly. Well,
That's when they're emotional.
oh,
That's
then they
when
get
care.
emotional. Yeah, exactly. That's when they
it's a
care.
concern.
Exactly.
That's when, oh my God, we need to figure out what can we do.
Yeah, exactly. And all these women know this. So if y'all hear me say bitches and all that, I'm not talking to my beautiful black queens or just women in general. This is only, I'm like Sugar Free. This is only the bitches that act like bitches. To all you bitches that's lining up with this women feminist movement with these Caucasians, they don't give a fuck about y'all niggas and y'all struggle. These women voted for Donald Trump. And not that Donald Trump is this devil that they trying to make him out to be. I'm just saying that be in alignment with your people.
Right.
Stop being in alignment with everybody else. Unless those people part of the dominant society will call out that fuckery. I've been around them. Sometimes it made me be like, damn. They'd be like, don't fuck with that motherfucker because they some racist motherfuckers. Don't even deal with them. Stay away from them. And then you can see how the people from the dominant society, how they govern themselves. As the Bible says, govern thyself accordingly.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta, if it's not your people and even your people, I think you gotta go on that corporate plantation with a militant mind of, I need to get in and get out, get my money and go. Not be hanging out and talking and laughing and joking and all that, because that can go left.
Right.
Real bad.
Oh,
I've had to check a motherfucker a couple times. I remember a motherfucking Latino motherfucker who's classified as a white person speaking Spanish. See, if you read Dr. Klein Anderson's book, and think about it. Before you even read that, you used to always wonder, how y'all speak Spanish, but y'all from Mexico or from y'all should have your own dialect. But if you speak Spanish, and Spanish comes from Spain.
Right.
Spain's in Europe.
Okay.
So that's Caucasian. And that's why, and Hispanic is not a race. And Dr. Klein Anderson teaches us that Mexicans ain't nothing but white people speaking Spanish. And that's why they side with the dominant society.
Right.
And look down on us and nigga and all this other shit in Spanish. Man, that's why it's very, very difficult for me in this point of my life to even take a lot of this shit serious, because a lot of these police officers are Latino, which is a part of the dominant society. And they get off on treat niggas like that. They not treating their own like that, but they definitely treating us this way.
We always get the bad end of the stick.
Exactly.
Like it.
Shawnee said, I watched that documentary about the Arkansas ice storm. Did you see it? Heroin shit is crazy. Look, I was talking good looking out. See, that's why hey, Shawnee Brown be owning. I don't know what happened to MC Hammer Daddy, because he be on that shit too. I watched this documentary called Ice Storm, or I forgot what it was called, and it was about people that were on Meth Storm. That's what it was called, Meth Storm. It was about these people. Oh my God, Nuke. From like Arkansas, the rural like places in Arkansas, all trailer parks, addicted to crystal meth, just addicted, shooting it in their veins. And there was this character called Lit Daniel. Oh my God, Lit Daniel had these glasses on, like, shit, I can't get no damn job around here. Shit, if I get a job, I probably wouldn't even be doing no meth. Then he was like, well, shit, maybe I'll do it on Saturday and Sunday, but I wouldn't do it during the week because I go to work.
Wow.
Man, that shit had me rolling.
Wow.
Look, it was so bad. The DEA, one of the dudes that worked for the DEA, he grew up in Arkansas. He knew all these people that he was arresting. He was damn near in tears.
Wow.
Because it had totally took over their life. But guess what? They
Like
keep
cocaine?
that, but they keep that hitting. They let everybody know that niggas was on cocaine in
Right.
the 80s, right? On crack.
Crack.
They let
No, crack. That's what
not
it was.
cocaine.
Not cocaine.
Because
Crack.
crack's
You're
too
right.
cheap, according to
Right.
Whitney.
Right.
But they let everybody know that niggas were freebasing on crack cocaine, correct?
Correct.
They put it on news magazines and everything.
Right.
They're trying to spin this agenda. Why is it I had to go on HBO and look under documentaries and find the meth storm or ice storm? And it's nothing but, it was no black people. It was all Caucasians.
Wow.
All Caucasians. And one dude, his mama, the whole family was doing it. The mama, she was a functioning meth head, but they didn't smoke it. They was injecting it into their veins.
Ooh.
And she would get high with her sons. So I forgot what her name is. I just remember her son's name was Lit Daniel.
Lit
Lit Daniel was off the chains. That motherfucker was so high. He had them glasses on, them glasses down there. I wish I had my glasses. That motherfucker was like, there's somebody over there in them.
Sad.
He was like, there's somebody over there in them trees. Somebody over there in them trees. That motherfucker had a little machete. His mom came over and was like, you know, because they was all nose to chin. You know, nose to chin.
It's nose to chin.
They was all nose to chins. So the mom came over and was like, Daniel, go sit your ass down. Ain't nobody over there in them trees. Cause she was a meth addict for 20 years, but she was a functioning meth addict.
Wow.
And the reason why we talking about this, I wanted to bring this up, and I'm glad she did, is because they don't put that in front of us.
Right.
If black people saw
I had no idea
how white people was really getting down, they would be like, oh shit.
Right.
But we don't know that. We only think we be doing that.
Right.
Look, Nuke, it was so bad. Her first husband, he was so fucking stressed out, he had a fucking heart attack and died. She was like the Black Widow. She was like, yeah, shit, my first husband, he died, he had a heart attack. Shit, his ass couldn't handle it. Then her second husband,
This is sad.
He had CPD or whatever, like he could barely breathe. He was diabetic. Yeah, COPD or whatever. He was diabetic. He was in the wheelchair. And he was like, but he wasn't because he was on drugs, because he was fucked up. His body was fucked up because probably from doing the drugs. She wheeled him to the doctor, and she like, this is exactly how she did it, y'all. Hello? Yeah, they say he got diabetes and all this other shit. I done told this motherfucker he can't be doing this shit. Yeah, but I'll call you later. Yeah, we gonna take his ass home. He's just sitting right there. Then she was like, going through all his paperwork, because she was high functioning. She was like, yep, now you know you ain't supposed to be smoking no cigarettes. Raise your blood pressure. And you can't eat this, you can't eat that. But you should have saw how they lived.
Wow.
They lived as if, they might as well have lived in a dumpster. That's how fucked up their trailer park was. They had, you know the thing that catch the flies? They had it right over the stove. I was dying laughing. Nuke, I was laughing so hard. I said, yes. That's what we need to see.
So sad.
Because they only show us. Remember, they put us out there, crack this, free basing.
Right.
You know.
We be the top story.
Beat me up, Scotty. You know, that type of shit. We always the top story when it comes to drugs.
Right.
Man, this documentary was so fucking cold.
Drugs and violence.
Drug and violence is always us. Man, and Lit Daniel was off the chain. Lit Daniel was trying to, like snow sled off this dirt, fell off the sled, and then there broke his neck and his glasses, and got up was like, shit, I'm all right. Shit, I'm all right. And then her oldest son, he had kids, but the wife, his baby mama, wasn't on that shit. And they house was clean as fuck. And the daughters were very, very, very like well alert. Like they knew their daddy was on drugs. Because he would get real skinny. Cause they would all shoot up as a family. And then he
like
would
Sunday dinner.
Wow. But nose to chin. And them motherfuckers, man, that motherfucker was the motherfucker was like he went to jail, then his mom went in there to visit him. And then the funniest shit though, I had to say this. When she got that call that her oldest son went back, you thinking she crying because she just crying because that was her addict partner. She got the call, she like, hello? Oh no, he went to jail. No.
Stop.
Then she got a phone call, baby mama. He back in. They got him. Don't tell the kids. Let me come over there and tell them.
Don't tell the kids.
You gotta see that shit, man.
Wow. What is this called?
It's called Meth Storm or Ice Storm. It's on HBO.
Wow.
Yeah, so man, cause I be trying to watch the documentaries and I'm like, oh my God. And every house was a fucking trailer park. Matter of fact, some houses weren't even on the grid because like I don't even think they had running water.
Wow.
Every fucking house was fucked up. Literally. Basically, just take some of the trailer parks in our Vegas and just dumb them down. Like, you know them trailer parks that's over there on Alexander and Buffalo? Mm-hmm. No, not yet. No. Alexander and Buffalo? No, Alexander and Alexander and Lone Mountain. If you go up Lone Mountain, you know how you go up Lone Mountain? And then it gets to Buffalo. Lone Mountain and Buffalo, I mean. Okay. It's trailer parks right there. You wouldn't know that because that's in a nice area. Okay. They gonna get rid of them motherfuckers anyway. You know they gonna redline that area.
Okay, I know it's some off of Craig and Rainbow-ish area as well.
Oh, but those are nice though.
Okay.
No,
those are nice.
No, that's the Craig and Rainbow. No, those is nice. Okay. You tripping?
Okay.
I've been over there. Those are nice.
Okay.
I'm talking about hood shit.
Okay.
I'm talking about Lit Daniels.
Okay.
Lit Daniels all over the place.
All right. Okay.
And I'm just, we need to see that. Because we get on the job and look at each other crazy, and then we get a sister like Cherish Thomas or Sandra Bland who allegedly killed herself after she was on video saying, hey, you about to break my arm, I can't feel my arm. So how was she able to tie a perfect knot and hang herself?
With the injured arm.
In jail.
Wow. And they said that happened to somebody else years ago, this exact same way.
Yep. I forgot the name of it, but
yeah.
But you know.
Well, yeah, there's nothing new under the sun, but yeah.
Oh, and speaking of, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. I touched on it, but I'm gonna touch on it real quick. Okay, Mohammed Noor, remember Minnesota, that police officer that shot that white lady? Remember in Minnesota? Well, it was a police officer who they was responding to a call, and this white lady came running up to him, and he shot her, he killed her. Guess what? He might do 12 to 25 years, and guess how much money the white lady's family got? Now, how much money the Eric Gardner's family got? Like $4 million, right?
Okay.
He got choked on video.
Right.
Okay. Oscar Grant, I think they got $1 million. Philando Castile, I think he got $1 million, if any. I don't think they got over. None of the black families got over $5 million, right? This family, guess how much they got?
How much?
$20 million.
Under what? How?
20 million.
How do they justify?
Because I'm white and I say so. I'm Caucasian. I'm a part of this dominant society. And fuck y'all niggas, I'm out of here. So give me my motherfucking 20 million. Wow. 20 million. But Eric Gardner gets choked out.
Wow.
By a race soldier. A representative of white supremacy. Wow. See, that's why I watch this. Look, don't come telling this, oh, I'm Italian and I'm white. No, you're a part of the system of white supremacy because you going to use that white skin to get into it. You ain't talking that I'm Italian shit then.
Right.
When you getting the better jobs than the actual niggas.
Right.
So I don't want to hear that shit.
Right. Come on now. Right.
But he choked him.
Wow. $20 million.
Wait, Shawnee Brown says the Converse family. I think the mom was named Veronica or Vernie. The Converse family. What you talking about?
That little.
No, I don't think it was it Lil Daniel or what? Remind me of what we was talking about because we be jumping topics a lot. But I'm just saying, Jay got $20 million.
That's crazy.
Sandra Bland only got $1.7 million. You take the taxes out of that, they probably got $600,000. What is that?
That's crazy.
$600,000. What can you do with that?
Wow.
You tell me.
Wow. And life is priceless.
It's you can't put a price
tag on life.
No, let me ask you one more question. What do you think about the housing market now, especially in Vegas? What you think about it? You see all them houses for sale?
It's going crazy. Yeah.
It's about to crash.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's going to crash.
Next, what about 3 years?
I think after the Raiders come and stink it up and lose every fucking game, and they blood suck all these dumbass motherfuckers. That's why I be listening to motherfuckers talk about these Raiders. I'll be like, you dumbass motherfucker, you don't get it. Shit is not for you, nigga. Mm-hmm. This shit is for them to make money off of you. It's a distraction. Mm-hmm. That's why, look, I stopped watching basketball after the first round. I ain't watched basketball since. I don't give a fuck about what Aisha Curry think about bitches trying to fuck your nigga.
Right.
Bitch, you know what the game is.
Right.
You knew what you signed up. You knew the job was dangerous when you took it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I guess. Nuke, what you got going on this weekend?
Well, it's Mother's Day weekend, so.
What you gonna do?
Spending some time with the family.
Do y'all have a church service for Mother's Day?
We do.
Okay, cool. But see, I like, y'all church is like millennial though.
Yeah, we are.
Y'all are not old school.
We are not. No.
Man,
no.
That's good.
Yeah.
Y'all are not old school. That's good.
So yeah, I will be there, spending time with the family and just trying to relax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me this weekend, I'm probably gonna try to catch up on some reading, work on some music. Okay. That's it. You know me. Come up with different topics.
Okay. Yeah.
And I know I'll be forgetting. Someone should be going on.
It really does.
Like you look at one topic, then you look at the other topic. What you think about Facebook taking Farrakhan's page?
I heard about that. Did he get it back, or is that's just
the same people on Facebook on Instagram? That's why they shouldn't allow people to be buying up everything, because then you got to deal with them.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. Uh-huh.
And they got people thinking that Mark Zuckerberg is who you want to be like. Mark Zuckerberg is related to the Rockefellers. People don't even know that.
I didn't know that.
He's placed there. Wow. If you notice, all the people that are placed there, they all Caucasian. Ain't a single nigga that's placed there, placed in front of us that can manipulate the system the way they do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't notice that?
Right.
You got Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, you got Bill Gates, you got Warren Buffett. See, I don't diss Warren Buffett and them, but you can't follow all their principles because they're not black.
Mm-hmm.
Their principles are for Caucasian people,
Mm-hmm.
not for black people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, I would suggest people follow people like Boyce Watkins or Dennis Kimbrough, black people that can kind of more relate to what we got going on. Do you understand what I'm
So
saying?
what's going to happen when they start shutting down all of their pages? Because eventually it's going to happen.
Well, I know Boyce Watkins has Black Enough. He's got blackenough.com. I'm going to go check that out. That's a...
So they need to start looking at some
yeah,
other-
I just can't wait till a brother comes up with some type of social media where we can communicate and we don't have to be on that. Because I don't even be on Twitter that much.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we have to get out of, black people, I think, is stop believing in social media because it doesn't believe in you and it's not real.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
You know what I mean?
It's not.
And we have to work together, band together, I think. Band together and learn how to appreciate each other. And stop, want to stab each other in the back. We suffer from coonitis a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go to Sambo's Anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we so quick, like, oh, I see Nuke. I don't like the way she looked today. Yeah, I'm going to say something about her dress. You know how motherfuckers are.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's why I be wearing my hair like this. I be wanting somebody to say something to me. Say something. I don't give a fuck. I'm
Right.
not here for you anyway. So I don't
Right.
care. That shit don't bother me.
Right.
But I think that we got to put on our costume and put on our avatar. Because you know good and damn well what niggas is posting on Instagram and Facebook is not as exactly
The real life.
how they house is.
Right.
Most
not real
bitches got
life.
dishes in the sink.
Well, that's why they only post certain stuff. Well, some people don't take the time to look at the background before they post.
Man. Dishes in the sink, nigga shoes and shit.
Pile of clothes.
Pile of
Come on,
clothes. And I
people.
can't stand no dirty house like that.
Come on, people. Yeah.
Look, before we get off here, I remember one time I was fucking with this bitch. This was a long time ago. Noog, I told you. Man, she invited me in her apartment. She was a nice looking woman. Very, very, man, that sister was, actually, she was bad though. Chocolate too. She was bad.
Okay.
Bad, I'll never forget. My sister, remember, she used to stay right across the street from my brother.
Mm-hmm.
When my brother used to live over there by UNLV, when I used to stay with my brother for a short stint.
Okay.
You know how that nigga is. So, I went in her apartment, and she was just like, yeah, you can come through and kick it. First of all, it smelled like a zoo in there. That's first. Like a zoo. I was like,
Stop.
when it
You
hit me, I
have
was,
animals?
no. And it smelled like a zoo in there.
Oh.
That's first of all.
Okay.
Second of all, I was like, how's it dark in here and this gnat still flying around? I'm not lying. Then there was a nigga laying on the floor.
What?
I was just like,
Stop.
is this your spot? She was like, oh no, my people live here. And I was like,
And she inviting you over?
yeah. Is he gonna get up off the floor and go in the room? Like, so we can chop it up? She's like, yeah, we can go in the room. I was like, nah, I'm cool. We can just chill right here. Oh my
Wow.
God. And I looked in that kitchen. Oh, ma,
Stop.
you
Stop.
just don't know.
Stop.
Cleanliness is next to godliness. Now, y'all see a whole bunch of shit on this desk, but that's fine. But Nuke is in my shit.
And it's clean.
We
Yes, it
ain't got dishes in the sink and all kinds of bullshit going on.
No, he makes sure he washed the dishes before I
I know, I always text her. I gotta wash the dishes, get the dishes out the sink before you come through. I just was like,
That's too bad.
hey,
That's
Nuke.
too bad.
Nuke, and the girl was bad
That's
though.
too bad.
Fine, because I saw her not recently, I saw her years ago when I worked at Doolittle. Still was fine. She was with another nigga, she was fine. Because my sister, remember, I have to jog her memory, but she used to go out and kick it, because I used to kick it a lot then. I was like 22, 23, and I was like, damn, she cool, you know what I'm saying? Let's
Right.
kick it. You know what I'm saying? She was really just fine. I forgot who she looked like.
Wow.
She kind of looked like that girl that played Whitney Houston a little bit. The girl that played Whitney
Oh,
Houston on
okay.
BET, but she bomb ass shaped, like a track body.
Okay.
Fine. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna work. I'm about to have a baby. Nope. When I went,
You said it smelled like a zoo.
it smelled like a zoo.
That's not good.
Nuke, it smelled like hot garbage in there. with milk.
I'm not doing
With
this
milk,
with you.
Nuke, I'm telling you.
No.
And Nuke, I was like, oh, there go my sister right there before we get off. Tasha, remember Tasha saying, you know. Look, my sister remembered this shit. Because she was beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Because she was used to kicking kind of with my sister a little bit.
Okay.
But my sister is like, my family, you know how they are. They don't really fuck with motherfuckers like that. They'll throw you off on somebody in a minute. Well, here, I remember one time me and my mom was going to California before we get off. What's going on, Tasha? Hey, look.
Hey, Tasha.
I remember me and my mom was going to California. And it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. Me, my mom was trying to hurry up because she didn't want little Angie to go, my little sister, because she know her and my brother, they'll argue. They get into it. Remember, I told you some stories.
Right.
They always argue.
Right.
And little Angie was like, oh, what's up, Warren? Shit, where y'all about to go? My mom was like, oh, we just going somewhere, we coming back. She was like, where y'all going? And then I was like, oh, we about to go to Cali. She was like, shit, I'm going too. Fuck that. And I was like, well, go get you some clothes. My mom was like, no. And my mom was like, she was like, but your friend's in the car. My sister was like, man, fuck that bitch. She can walk home. That's how my family is. They don't give a fuck about that shit. So my sister's like, she hung out with her one time. She's like, you ain't. But I don't know if my sister went in her crib. Man, when I went in that crib, and it smelled like a zoo, and this was at night. And I was like, oh my God, now I gotta breathe through my mouth. But I didn't want to breathe through my mouth because it was gnats flying everywhere because I saw the gnats around the TV. I'm like, God, and it was a bunch of gnats too, though.
Stop.
A bunch of gnats. I said, do y'all got grass? Y'all got grass in here? Is it fertilizer in this motherfucker? Tasha said, facts, you remember. This bitch stayed across the street from my brother. Across the street from my brother. Very, very beautiful sister. Like, nice. Like, she was cool.
Right.
And I think she was my age. A little older than me.
Okay.
But when I went in there and it was a nigga laying on the floor, I don't even know if I told my sister in there. It was a nigga laying. I'm like, why would you invite me in your house? And I wasn't trying to go in there so I could fuck or nothing.
Right.
I was just going there so we could chop it up.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, man, because we would talk a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, she's like, yeah, you can come kick it. I don't live too far. Because I don't know, somehow, some way, me and my sister saw her when we was out. My sister was somewhere at one club. I left a club, went to another club. That's when we used to club a lot.
Right.
And then somehow, some way, she ended up being there. And I don't know how she found out we lived across the street. She must have been probably watching us, staking us out, because the bitch ain't had no car. So, we ended up having to take her to the crib. So, and she lived across the street from my brother. So I was just like, all right, cool.
Right.
And I was like, all right, I'll come through. Now, Nuke, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't go over there because Shawnee Brown said, stop, I'm crying right now. Look, we going over a little bit, but hold on, Nuke. I just got to get this out the way. Nuke, I did not go over there with the intentions of having sex or fucking. I wasn't. Because that's not how Warren is, actually.
No,
I'm going to listen to your conversation, and I want to see if you clean.
Right.
I want to go and see your bathroom.
Right.
And I want to know if you got niggas over here, too. Because if it's balls hairs around the toilet stool and shit, then you done had a nigga over here. And I don't care if you have a nigga over here, but don't act like if you dating, hey, cool, we can talk about it. I'm cool with that. I was like that when I was younger.
Okay.
But I don't like nastiness.
Right.
Like if you got clothes piled up everywhere, because I got family members like that.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, look, let me tell you.
And I'm good. I don't want to eat nothing. I don't want to use the bathroom.
Hold on. Look,
none of that.
Look, hold on. I'm sorry, my sister, she gonna be mad, but I remember it was me. I can't stop.
He being messy.
Look, hold on. I'm being messy. It was me, my sister, my niece. My nephew wasn't born yet. I don't think he was born yet. And I think he wasn't born yet. And my cousin, she called herself doing the Easter dinner. Oh, you just don't know. Now my cousin, she need the paper bag over her house. You know when you get
over the whole house.
Yeah, when you get fumigated. Look, Tasha, no, look, my sister, look. So look, we went over there. It was my sister, it was my ex-brother-in-law, and he used to be dying laughing. And then we all went over there. This was twice. Man, my sister went over there, and my sister is real rude, like especially the family members.
Okay.
Oh, you can't be family, be nasty. She'd talk shit about, and my brother.
Okay.
People be thinking it's me. It's them. At least I'll laugh
It
with
runs
you.
in the family.
No, look, they're rude.
Mhm.
I'm not rude. I'll just be like, damn, y'all need help clean this up? No, my sister will be like, ooh, I'll come back when y'all clean it up. That's how my sister is. Look, they was like, ooh, Tasha, it's plenty of, I made chicken and everything. Man, my sister saw all them roaches everywhere. Tasha was like, she did this and she was like, okay, well, we about to go up to Rallies.
Stop.
And she think I forgot. And they went to Rallies and then they ate their food and then at first, I was gonna try to eat it, and then I was like, "Fuck this!" And I went to Rallies with him, and then we kind of like ate on the way back. No, this is how cold like my family is. My sister, she brought that shit right back to their house and ate that shit, and made sure she ate it, and was like, "If y'all want some, y'all give me some money, but I ain't eating none of that shit. I'm good." And didn't but hold on. But did nobody say shit? Nobody was like, "Oh, that's rude." And she made a bunch of food.
Listen.
Look, but how you gonna make food and the roaches in the stove? Though?
Throw the whole house away. No.
They needed the brown paper bag. Look, okay, this is one instance. Then another instance.
And I'm terrified of bugs. Let me just say that.
Look,
oh my goodness.
look, and then this another instance. Wait, I went to eat at the burger place down the street. Yeah, I remember Rallies. See? Look, hold on. Then the second time we went over there, oh my God. R.I.P. to Keon. That's the dude that's on my wall.
Okay.
We used to go to my cousin's house. Man, they had a flea infestation. Like real bad. And I remember I didn't even tell my sister none of them because I know they'd have been like, stop fucking going over there. You know what I'm saying? They would have been, everybody been like, why the fuck you going over there? But you know, it's my cousin. So I was like, me and Keon, we'd go over there. It got so bad, we would just buy the Benadryl cream and just put it on our bumps because like we had blisters. And then it was that bad. The fleas was that bad. And the roaches was that bad. Keon used to wrap himself up like a mummy. He'd be like, oh man, I'm used to the roaches, so I ain't tripping. He'd wrap himself up like a mummy. Hey,
terrible.
I remember one time my cousin was pouring, remember the cereal Pops? She was pouring the Pops. A roach came out. She's like, ooh, it was a big old roach that came out. That's how bad it was.
Stop.
So my sister came over there one day and she brought my niece. This is before my nephew was born. And she was like, oh, I just come through. We went over there. She was like, let's slide by and go by cousin's house real quick. Because, we was in LA early. And I was like, all right, cool. And I didn't really want to get out because I knew how bad it was. Man, my sister got out and my sister was like, what is that jumping on Desiree? This is my niece. She was like, what is that? And she was like, yeah, my cousin's like, yeah, girl, we gotta do something about these fleas. They out of control.
No.
Boom, and hitting them,
No.
you gotta pinch them because that doesn't affect them. They hop. They got hops. They'll jump. They'll jump like 2-3 feet.
Wow.
My sister saw him moving and she was like, what is that on Desiree? Desiree, come here. Oh, fuck this. Take all your shit off. You're not getting in my car with this shit. Hey, y'all, it's been fun. It's been real. We out of here. Warren, you coming or you staying your ass here? And I was like, oh, we going, because we ended up going to church. And I was like, nah, I can roll. And then, man, my sister got in that car and she was like, nigga, what the fuck you doing over here? You know they got that shit going on. I was like, man, I'm used to it. She's like, man, fuck that.
I'll be scared you gonna bring something home.
Yeah, I know. She was like, nigga, you know you better not bring that shit to the house. And I was like, man, and after that, we had stopped going over there until they got that shit, like bumps all on my legs. They just would bite you up.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad, man. So I got plenty of family that's nasty. So when I go in a woman's house and I see that, I automatically, if I see hefty 6-sack bags in the living room and
You say what?
hefty 6-sack bags, the black ones, if I see egg crates and bullshit in the living room and it smell like a zoo in there, nah, I'm good. I'm out of there. You got roaches every, like you got roaches in your refrigerator. All I got cousins got roaches in the like in the stove. See, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I couldn't.
And that's why you can't do potlucks. You don't know what's going on at people's
I don't ever eat people's potlucks.
I know you don't.
You know I don't eat
You
people's
can't.
potlucks.
Yeah,
you
you
know
can't.
I don't do that shit. And that's another thing too. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and I'm saying this, I'm not trying to be funny, but we gotta understand everybody has family members like that, but they've been socialized that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that girl was socialized to think it was okay to have shit everywhere and gnats flying around
And
in the
invite
dark.
somebody over.
And then you invite me in over, so you
I
basically
would
like,
be
well,
so embarrassed.
not her. She was like, shit, nigga, this how I live. So you trying to fuck or what? I was like, she was like, yeah, we can go in the room. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
And I had to breathe through my mouth, and I didn't like it because I didn't want gnats flying in my mouth.
Right.
But hey, man, it's been fun. It's been real. Hey, I'm sorry we went over a little bit, man. We got to get the fuck up out of here. We about to wrap it on up. Hey, this is the No Way Out podcast. Newcast return.
Bye.
We'll see y'all next week. Same time, same bad channel. If not, I'll let y'all niggas know.
Have a nice
We out of here.
weekend.
Peace.